really means for men. And it really hit me that I think, you hear people say, look, I'm lonely. And usually that means they need company or they want people around them, right? And I really start thinking of it in a context of men. And I don't know that men always want company. When it comes to loneliness, I don't know if it's company for men or physical company, people in their space, in our space. I think for us, a lot of times, loneliness is more about the need to be heard and the need to be understood and the need to be accepted. I think it's three different things for a man's life, right? It's not about company. It's not about being surrounded. In fact, most men want their own space, right? Most men want space. Most men want a time that belongs to them, right? Every man needs a moment to himself. That's why men build man caves. That's why a man is sitting in the car, but whatever it is, most men need that space. So it's not about physical company. A lot of times it's more about being heard. It's more about being accepted, and it's more about being understood. Men desire to be understood. And I think in a lot of cases, a lot of men aren't understood. I think one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of women make with us men is they assume they know men by what a woman told them about men, right? A lot of times older women tell younger women what men need. The danger of women getting advice from other women about men is that when women give advice, they only can give advice based on who they were with or who they married, right? That don't mean they know men. And I think that a lot of relationships will be better if really there was some understanding of what it means. And a lot of men deal with loneliness. A lot of men deal with heavy loneliness, right? And again, I want to drive this point. I'm not driving this point over and over because I have nothing to say. I'm driving this point over and over because the reality is what men need, again, are three things: to be heard, to be understood, to be accepted, right? Is that. And so a lot of men, what happens in us is we have a lot inside. We have a lot we need to say. We have a lot we need to express. But a lot of times men don't feel safe to express that, right? Where do I go with that? And some people will say, man, just talk to your homie, talk to whoever. But there is a societal pressure on men, number one, not to talk. There's a societal pressure on men not to talk. It's a societal pressure because we aren't taught to be vulnerable. And this is the thing, like in my life now on social media, I hear so many concepts. I hear so many people say so many things. And it's like, where do you guys get this information from? Right? And I think that in some sense, men, we need to define what it means for us. Right? We need to define what it means for us. I was talking to a sister the other day and she was saying, well, that's just how men are. I said, well, what man? What man? Or then another pressure I think that a lot of us feel is that we aren't taught to be vulnerable. We aren't taught to express. And if you aren't taught to express as a little boy coming up, the expectations from people now is that you're going to be a grown man that's expressive. The danger of that is that if you can't be something you weren't taught to be, especially in your younger years, if you're taught not to be expressive, or you're taught that being expressive is being soft, then you can't teach a little boy that from 5 and 6 and 7 years old and then expect a vulnerable man at 27, 30, 35, 40. It just doesn't happen, right? And so this is why I started this podcast, because I think a lot of us guys, we're guessing our way through life, right? Because a hard thing for men is there's an expectation a lot of times without education. Man, I wish this was one of my longer show days, because there are times where there's an expectation upon men without education, meaning nobody taught us to do certain things, to be a certain way, but yet there's still an expectation to be it, which also makes men lonely, because if manhood is defined like this, right, and I feel like this, then a lot of men don't feel like we match what manhood is. But what is the definition? You know what I say? I say the definition of manhood is being fully yourself, right? Not trying to be what other people said manhood is, but really digging in the depths of yourself, right? Knowing yourself, and I always push this, knowing your strengths, bigger than that, knowing your weaknesses. I think that's what manhood is. Manhood isn't about what you have in your pocket or what people think you are or what seat of authority you sit in. Manhood is self-awareness. Manhood is self-control. Manhood sometimes is self-denial. I definitely don't have time to get all the way into that today, right? But I think in a sense, a lot of us feel lonely because what do I do with all these emotions within that I can't kind of balance? I'm still responsible for you guys out there that are fathers. You're responsible for children. If you're a husband, you're responsible for a wife, right? If you still have parents and they're older, you're responsible for them, right? And in a lot of times, guys, we're carrying a lot of bags. We're carrying a lot of bags, and there's no place to say I'm tired. There's no place to say I want to quit, right? Because we're scared of the judgment that comes with our honesty. Oh man, I feel like I'm cooking today, huh? We're scared of the judgment that comes with our honesty. And then let's let the truth be told. A lot of people say they want honesty, but can't handle the honesty they ask for. So where do you go? Where do you go? You have to begin to form relationships around you that feed your soul, not just take from you. Good morning, everybody. Let me see who's in the chat. Let me see. Good morning, Xavier. Good morning, my good brother. Y'all hear me? So let's get into this a little bit. Let me see what time. Okay, week 6:08. We got some time. So again, a loneliness for us is not about physical aloneness. It's about being heard, understood, and seen. And I think a lot of times, and some of you guys can talk to me. Have you ever felt that way? Have you ever felt like you're in a situation where you're not being understood? Right? That's a hard place, y'all. It's a hard place to be trying to express how you feel. Listen, a lot of our feelings are ignored because a lot of people aren't even taught that we have feelings. A lot of women don't even know men have feelings. That's why a lot of women say anything out their mouth. They expect men to just bounce back, right? As if men don't have feelings. We do have feelings, right? And sadly, again, we weren't raised to express them. So it drives the narrative that we don't have them. But many of you have been hurt. Many of you have been disappointed. That's just a fact of life. It's part of our journey. The problem is, it's not the hurt that we feel, it's the inability to express it, or where do I go to express it where I won't be seen as less than a man. That's why some of us will not express. I think it also drives why a lot of us won't go to the doctor. We won't go to the hospital because again, we feel like how we're scared. And who do you go to? See, this is the societal pressure. As a man, where do you go and say you're scared and somebody still respects you as a man? That's because we have a twisted lesson of what manhood is. And I want to say to you guys this morning, I might not be able to change the world's mind, but if you come on here with 6 a.m. to hear me talk, then I hope that I can change your mind. Is manhood is not hiding. Manhood is not expressing less, right? And guess what, gentlemen? If you're surrounded by people that you can't express yourself with, then you don't have a circle of friends. You don't. If you're with a woman you can't express yourself with, then you're not in a relationship. She's in a relationship. And a lot of you deal with that. Listen, this is a whole nother podcast. But some of you are the caretaker in the relationship, and then there's no backdraft for you. So then a lot of you feel like there's no place of exchange, right? And then in some cases, we've been taught that growing up, that there's no exchange. The man gives, the man gives, the man gives. But every one of us are dying to receive. Let me talk for us, right? That's one of my goals in life. I want to be a voice to men and for men, right? So let me talk for us for a second. I think a lot of us are bound in that place. Now listen, it matters. Why does it matter? Why does it matter about loneliness? Because we face pressure to suppress. We face pressure to suppress, right? And what that happens is, and when you're facing pressure to suppress how you feel, eventually what happens is you start feeling isolation. A lot of brothers feel isolated. And I think that in a lot of cases, when we feel isolated, we escape to routine. Anytime we feel isolated, we escape to routine. Go to work, come home, you just go in this tunnel. You go in a tunnel. And a lot of men we've lost our families because of that tunnel. We couldn't get out of it. But we didn't know how to invite someone in. Listen, I want to say this to somebody. Don't be afraid to invite someone into your cave. Sometimes you're not ready to come out. And when I say cave, I mean sometimes that dark space that you're in, that tunnel vision you're in. Sometimes you got to be willing to invite somebody in that space when you're not ready to come out of it. Oh man, I hope I'm helping y'all today. I hope I'm helping you today. Because if you can't come out of it, then at least be vulnerable enough. Now, when I talk about vulnerability, I'm not talking about letting anybody in. I'm not talking about just letting anybody in. You can't trust everybody. But let me tell you something, gentlemen. There is some people you can trust in this life. Don't let this society make you believe that you can't trust anybody. Because I'm going to tell you, society is pushing so hard against human connection now. Oh, let me teach. The society is pushing against human connection. Think about it. How much AI stuff do you see now against human connection? And think about this. If you have men, if we already don't express, imagine 10 years, 15 years, 20 years from now, where society has wiped out human interaction. Now, Christian, what you talking about? You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about when you sit in your house or sit at a restaurant and you, either your family or another family, you sit there and you watch everybody on their phone waiting for their food. What is that? That's a connection. That's a disconnection amongst people within actual inches of each other. I can't even say feet, right? I want you to know what's going on, gentlemen. That loneliness is being pushed even further by technology. This is why I warn society as a man. I warn society that we need to drive as hard into human interaction, into human understanding as the world is pushing in technology. We have to. Because if there's no bridge for men to walk over, then we'll end up digging holes for ourselves. Most men right now are buried alive. You ain't dead, but you buried alive. You don't know what to say. You don't know how to express. You don't feel like you have any more to give. But where can you say that safely? So, Christian, what's the answer? I got to begin to look around my life and see why I have nowhere to go. Come on. Because it's easy, gentlemen. It's easy to say, hey, man, I don't got nowhere to go. I don't got nobody I can trust. The question is, as a grown man, have you created a surrounding where you have nowhere to go? Have you created that? Come on. You got to be honest with yourself as a man. You got to be honest with yourself. See, women say that stuff all the time. I can't trust nobody, right? But a lot of times they create that atmosphere. Have you created an atmosphere around you where you can't trust nobody? Have you isolated yourself where you don't share anything with anybody? We have to take responsibility, gentlemen, for the times we hide and then blame people for not being there for us. It's important. So how do we understand loneliness? Again, there's two types of loneliness. There's a physical loneliness. That's when you need a physical person to be around you, right? That's when you just need company. But again, I think more women are into having company. Most of us can watch a game by ourselves or go somewhere and kick it, right? So the loneliness, the physical loneliness is usually how women feel. They want somebody there. They want somebody to hold them. They want somebody to be there. For us, for men, it's an emotional loneliness. It's needing connection. It's needing to be understood. It's needing for you to be able to say something that doesn't make sense to anybody, but able to say it. You feel me? Sometimes you have things that you can't say how you really feel, right? Or you have things where you're trying to figure out what to say and you don't have it right. You can't say it right. Sometimes you just got to say it like you say it. And you need to be surrounded with people that will allow you to say what you need to say without judgment. Again, but have you created an atmosphere around you? Have you been honest enough? Can you accept other people's honesty? See, you got to create an atmosphere where you're safe. Now, Christian, why are you talking like this? Because this is one thing I got to work on. I am the bubble master, bro. I can go right in the bubble and be there by myself. Come out to take care of my kids and be in that bubble by myself. You hear what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to work your way out of that bubble because that bubble seems safe, but many times it's not safe. It's an isolated bubble where you won't let anybody in And that feels safe. The danger is you can't get out of that bubble. You're all by yourself, bro. And it's a hard place to be. And stop just saying, well, look, man, I'm a drink this beer, I'm gonna smoke this blunt, and I'll be cool. No, bro. You'll be high and still be lonely. You'll be drunk and still be lonely. You hear what I'm saying? You'll be surrounded by TVs with football games everywhere and popcorn and hoagies and snacks, and you'll still be lonely. Because loneliness, that emotional loneliness, has nothing to do with you're surrounded by. You can be in a room full of people and be by yourself when you're dealing with loneliness. And some of you have dealt with that. Some of you brothers know what it is to be in a family function and you in the corner, right? Not mad, just trying to figure out life, right? Room full of people. Everybody, oh, what's up, brother? Come on, be real with me, guys. How many times have you dapped everybody up, sat there, everything cool, and you still feel like, damn, by myself, man, right? Because again, it's inward. It has nothing to do with company. Has nothing to do with company, but you need vulnerability to come out of that inward bubble that you're in. Do you hear me? And I'm going to say this, and I know some of you guys might laugh at me or say I'm tripping, but let me say something to you. Some of these man caves aren't safe as we say. Come on. Some of these man caves ain't safe as we say. Because a lot of times our man cave becomes a place where we can isolate from people. And listen, some men do die in caves, holding on to everything they wish they could say to somebody. Brother, this morning, I'm calling you out of that space that you're in. You think you're safe by not being around nobody. You think your anger makes you safe. A lot of us men use our anger as a space between us and the world. Our anger has become that space. Our addiction has become that space, right? That space that we don't want nobody in. The problem is, bro, you're not winning. You know you're not winning. Because inwardly, I don't care how tough you act. I don't care how much I don't need nobody. All men have come up with that stuff. But you know in your knower here, and in your knower in your gut, you need somebody as a man. You need somebody in your life. You need somebody for you to be able to say something that you can express a broken space. You need help, bro. You need help. I don't know who I'm talking to this morning, man. I don't know who's on here. I don't know how far you are. I don't know what part of the world you live in, but I feel deeply that I'm talking to somebody very deeply this morning, bro. You wake up lonely. You eat lunch lonely. You go to bed lonely. And again, it has nothing to do with company. It's something deep inside that you have a yearning to be understood. Most men are broken because you sought to be understood by somebody who either laughed it off or looked at you crazy. And many of you are still in that space where you tried to express yourself before, but you express yourself to the wrong person, bro. Just because someone couldn't accept your expression doesn't mean you stopped expressing. What it means is you were expressing to the wrong person. You have to guard your heart. Not the guarding your heart doesn't mean stay away from the world. Guarding your heart means, who do I express this to where I can receive strength and I can grow? But isolation is dangerous for a man. It kills your gifts, it kills your thinking, it kills your energy, and it makes you feel worthless. And a lot of brothers deal with that spirit of worthlessness. Even though you pay the bills and you take care of the family, many of you brothers are dealing with a spirit of worthlessness deep down in your belly. But this is why I'm teaching this today, to help you out. Okay, y'all. It's 6:20. I got 10 minutes left. All right. So again, the society says for men, be stoic. Be stoic. Act like nothing's wrong. That's fake, bro. That's fake. That's being taught on social media. Stoicism. I'm just, come on. We're not even made to be like that. Even God said to Adam, it's not good for you to be alone. Now I want y'all to peep this. We're talking about God. God is everywhere. God is everywhere. God is everything. But yet he looked at a man, Adam, and said, it's not good for you to be alone. Isn't that something that God was with Adam, looked at Adam and said, it's not good for you to be alone? Ooh, what does that mean? That means that he was saying to Adam that you need something like you to relate to. So I'm going to give you a woman. You hear what I'm saying? Now, in this is not a relationship podcast. I'm just telling you what God gave Adam. But he didn't just give Adam a woman so he could sleep with her. He didn't just give Adam a woman so he could stare at her. He gave Adam a woman so he could relate with her. And many of you, so it's not about a woman or a man. It's about relation, being able to relate, being able to give and receive. Because most of you guys are surrounded by relationships where it's one-sided. It's not reciprocal. You're giving, but you're not getting what you need. And I want to talk to somebody who's listening to me right now who's married. You feel bound in your marriage. As much as you love your wife, you can't talk to her, and it's killing you. Well, Christian, how do I get over that? You got to talk, bro. I wish it was a deep philosophy I could give you. I wish that I had these deep answers I can give you. Sometimes you just got to kill your pride and say how you feel. Watch this and not apologize for it. And anybody who you're around who's constantly offended by your truth doesn't need to be in your life. If you got to lie to keep a relationship, bro, it's not a relationship. Get rid of it. If you can't ever be yourself around your woman, get rid of her, bro. You hear what I'm saying? Now, Christian, that sounds harsh. No, it don't. No, it don't, because you shouldn't have to live a life that you can't ever express and have to act like things are cool. Especially when you're in a relationship where a woman can break down, fall out, and you be there, but you can't. Let me see who's in the chat before I get out of here. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Philly. Good morning, Yolanda. Good morning, Ryan. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Man, I wish I had more time. All right. So this is what we got to do. We have to break the stigma of vulnerability. Vulnerability is manhood, man. Come on. We take these words like self-care and vulnerability, self-awareness. We take these words and we glue them to women, right? Caring for yourself is not feminine. It's preserving yourself so you can continue to be a man. Come on, man. Right? We right? Some of you are so tough. You feel like taking care of yourself. Oh, that's feminine. No, dog, it's not feminine. It's preserving yourself so you continue to take care of the things you have to take care of. You as a man can't keep on giving and not receiving. And you also need to realize that you need to receive from you. Sometimes you are the giver you need. When you're looking for it from somebody else, guess what? You know what you need more than anybody else. And if you start giving yourself what you need, then it sets a certain standard in your life and somebody can't come in and give you less because you gave it to you first. Don't let someone else come in and set the standard for what you need. You determine what you need. It's the only way you can make it in a relationship safely. All right? Let me see. All right, I got 6 minutes, y'all. Let me go on this chat. Vulnerability is absolutely, DeCosta. Absolutely, Dre. Huh? Vulnerability is manhood. Absolutely it is. Let me see. If you can't be yourself around anybody, absolutely. And stop apologizing for it. Listen, the older you get, the less and less time you have to be trying to put this stuff together. You hear what I'm saying? All right, let me see. This is good. Yeah, man, listen, man. God wakes me up between like 2 and 3 in the morning and starts talking to me about what to talk to y'all about, man. I was so excited this morning to get out to bed and talk about this concept, man, because I think a lot of us really need it really bad. Let me see. Let me take this commercial break. Hey, yo, go over to my website, grab these ebooks. I got them on sale for $5 right now, everybody. All right, christianwinters.com. You go to christianwinters.com, grab Removing the Shame Part 1. Who's the cause of your delay? All right. And for some of you brothers or sisters out there that's dealing with emotional or mental fatigue, I wrote these short books. They're about 15 pages. I just want people to get them and be able to get through them. These power impact books. OK, they're on sale for $5 on my website right now. Go grab them with christianwinters.com. OK. And gentlemen, if you don't have it yet, go get it. Go get Home Where Hurt Men Heal, man. I'm getting a lot of testimonies, a lot of reviews from this book, man. Men are growing. This is another short read I put together for men, right? Go get this book, man. Go get this book. Brothers need it, all right? All right. Let me see what else I can give y'all before I got to go. Let me see. All right, I still got this. I got this 4 minutes. Okay. All right. So we understand loneliness. Number 3, I want to give you actionable advice. Right? Actionable advice. What did I do? I have to acknowledge and name the feelings I have. Okay? You can't, it's like my daughter, she's 7 and she'll have her sad face on. And I'll say, what's wrong? What's wrong, baby? And she'll say, I'm just mad. right? And the thing is, as a dad, you want to fix it. But I can't fix it unless you express what are you mad about. You understand? And a lot of us men, we don't give name to our feelings. Oh man, I'm just mad, man. I'm just having a bad day. No, bro, you have to have the guts to go in there. How are you really feeling? It can't be fixed. It can't be sorted out until you say how it is. Now, Christian, well do I got to talk to everybody about everything? No, but you have to be clear for you. How can you start to fix a thing if you can't define it? Man, I'm just pissed. No, you're not just pissed. It's something. Man, I'm just mad. No, you're not just mad. It's something. Oh, it's just a bad day. No, it's something. And if you don't name the something, there's no turning. You got to name the something, bro. You have to name what it is, right? Recognizing your life when you feel unseen, when you feel misunderstood. Say it. Look, man, and you're in a conversation with somebody you love or somebody trying to build with. Say it. Hey, man, I feel understood. I feel misunderstood right now. I feel like you're not understanding what I'm saying. See, we don't talk like this. Women talk like this to us all the time. But we don't talk like this. And this is why a lot of times we're in imbalanced conversations, because you got a woman always telling you how she feels. And when I'm doing this, ladies, I'm not being offensive. I'm just saying you women express how they feel while we sit there like this, right? And the woman's talking. And then you know what we do? We love them. We come embrace them and we say everything's going to be okay. And guess who didn't talk? You. You never expressed how you felt. You never expressed how you felt. And it's a dangerous place to be, right? Give yourself permission to admit how you feel, right? Build the kind of relationships where you can say how you feel, right? Be vulnerable to somebody. Give them something. You might not be able to, look, man, I got a lot going on. Okay, you don't have to give somebody the lot. You can share something with that person that you know loves you. And when I say loves you, not just the feeling of love, I'm talking about the exchange of love. Right? The feeling of love is fleeting. Somebody could feel this day today, feel that way tomorrow. I'm talking about the expression of love when somebody's exchanging with you. And let me tell you something, gentlemen, stop submitting or being with women where there's no exchange of love. Right? That's a new concept now, where the man his duty is to do everything in a relationship. That's not even true. I won't get into this today, but the Bible itself says that woman was made for man. But yet, we run around trying to run in circles to impress women. And the truth is there needs to be exchange of relationship. It's not just all us trying to carry the love bag. Let me see who's in the chat. Good morning, CJ. Good morning, my sister. This is true. Thank you, Ron. Yes, sir, man. It's real. All right. So you got to communicate with clarity too, bro. Right? You got to start communicating with clarity, man. And if you're going to be understood, you got to start communicating with clarity. You have to. Because I'm going to tell you, bro, some of us are big, bad, and we all man. But when it comes to communication, you turn into a 5-year-old. You either turn into a 5-year-old or you turn into an angry 75-year-old. Come on. Come on, y'all. Come on. It's more to it. Right? It's communicating clearly. You know what you need to do to communicate clearly as a man? Slow down. Slow your pace. Don't be so driven by how you feel that you can't say what you feel. You hear me? Don't be so driven by how you feel that you can't say what you feel. I'm going to say it again. Don't be so driven by how you feel that you can't say what you feel. What you feel, it gets results. How you feel doesn't. Right? What am I feeling? You got to be able to say it. All right. Let me see, y'all. All right. Oh God, I'm out of time. All right. So let me close here. In order for you to be accepted by other people, you have to have self-acceptance. There's a lane where you have to accept yourself. If you don't accept you, you'll always live on the waves of other people, and you'll try to be what's pleasurable to them, and you'll never fully being yourself. You hear me? There needs to be a self-acceptance. Do you accept you? Hey, here's a question. Do you even like you? And guess what? It's okay not to like you. If you don't like you, then what are you going to change about you so you can like you? See, it's not about the woman liking you and the cousin liking you and the boss liking you. No, the hell with all that. Do you like you? Do you accept you? Do you embrace you? Because if you don't embrace yourself fully, again, you'll live on the wave of somebody else, and that wave will change, and then you'll lose who you are as a man. Don't do that to yourself, gentlemen. All right. Let me finish here. Feeling loneliness is not weakness. It's just a sign that you have a need for connection. You hear me? Feeling loneliness is not weakness. It's a signal. I need to connect with somebody. What it is I'm carrying too much as a man. I got to connect with somebody else. You hear me? Again, I'm going to say it over and over and over again. Feeling of loneliness is not weakness. It's a signal that you need connection, not want it. You need it. So you got to go get it. All right. All right. Now, for some of you are saying, look, man, I don't know where to go. Hey, go to christianwinners.com. I do one-on-one donation-based counseling, right? Donation-based counseling. Brothers, go on my website, christianwinners.com. Sign up for a one-on-one, bro. Half-hour one-on-one, donation-based. So I don't want to hear, oh, man, I don't got no money. I can't afford it, bro. I was broken in my mind, broken in my heart, broken everywhere. And I was looking for counseling years ago, and I couldn't afford it. Right? So some people say, you're crazy. You crazy for doing donation-based coaching and counseling. Why? Why? I don't care about having money more than I do about human capital. People, brothers out here are falling apart that need help. Go to my website, christianwinners.com, bro. Set up your one-on-one right now. You can do that. Right? That's the beginning. You got to start somewhere, man. Whatever you feeling in life, you got to start somewhere. Stop fronting. Stop faking. Stop being a fraud. I'm cool. I'm good. Everything all right. No, it's not, bro. You're talking to a 45-year-old black man who has been on dialysis, who has buried his child and preached her funeral, who lost his mother. She was 62, lost my father. He was 59. I preached all of their funerals. I almost died on the dialysis machine. You hear what I'm saying? I've been homeless. I've lived in a car. I've been hungry. I've had nothing. I've been up to the top and all the way down to the bottom, bro. I know that you're lying to me when you say everything cool. You don't got to do that. You don't have to do that. You hear what I'm saying? So this is my challenge to you. Who can you connect with this week on a deeper level? Who can you connect with this week on a deeper level? You want to be a man? Real men connect. Real men connect. Real men connect so they can change themselves and then change society. You hear what I'm saying? Real men connect so they can change themselves, then change society. All right, I got to get out of here, but let me see before I go. Let me see. Ooh. Good morning. Good morning, Missy Parrish. Yes, clarity is key. Absolutely. My dear sister, Tahira, my sister, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, Tahira. I'm proud of you. You hear me? I'm very proud of you, my sister. Love you. Good morning to you. Let me see. An exchange of expressing yourselves often feels daunting, and we feel unheard, yes. Almost gaslit, yes. And we're fixers, so it's usually just ends either way. That embrace or everything's going to be okay. That means we're around the wrong people. Let me tell you something before I go. Women are nurturers. Women are nurturers, natural nurturers. If you're with a woman, that doesn't have healing, go. Just as much as women need protection and provision from men need a woman that has the ability to heal. Okay? So don't make an uneven exchange. If a woman comes in your life and says, I need security and she's not asking for nothing wrong. But you're not asking for nothing wrong. See, this is where society got us screwed up, where we believe that a woman can come in our life and ask us for $1,000,001, and we can't ask her for anything. You understand? And I'm not talking about money here. I'm just talking about the extreme. I need this, I need that. And they teach us, be this for your woman. Hear what your woman wants, be what your woman wants. And a lot of you submit to women who don't give a damn about what you want, don't give a damn about what you think. And guess what? You're done, bro. You with the wrong woman, your life is screwed all the way up. Let me tell you something before I get out of here. You get with the wrong woman, your whole life is screwed up. I know for experience. Sorry, y'all. Here, I think y'all can hear me now. I pastored a church for 26 years and never asked anybody to join it. My staff would go crazy. They would say, "You don't ask anybody to join the church." I don't care about that. I care about giving. That's all. That's who I am. I don't care about that. But thank you for people like Renata. I need people like you that remind me. Everybody hit the like button. And if you're on Facebook, go over to YouTube and either join the Dear Brother podcast or the Dear Sister podcast or both. All right. And make sure you subscribe and like. Listen, on this podcast today, I think that a lot of you know a lot of men who are dealing with loneliness. Most men are, right? Make sure you share this with somebody. Share it on your social media. Share it with somebody else on your Instagram or wherever it is. Share this with somebody else that you know needs it. Look, I got to get out of here, y'all, but make sure you go to my website. Removing the Shame, part 1. Who's the cause of your delay? This is for people that have let people in your life and it brought shame, it brought guilt, it brought doubt. This book is for you. It teaches you how to deal with that person. It teaches you how to remove them from your life. And it teaches you how to accept yourself again. Removing the Shame, part 1. Who caused this delay? Go on my website, christianwinners.com. It's on sale for $5 ebook right now, okay? And for some of you who are ending this year, right, and you're just emotionally and mentally fatigued, you are tired, you're just over it. Listen, go get this book right now, ebook. I wrote these books short, quick reads. It'll be right in your phone or your iPad or whatever it is. Go get these books, all right? All right, y'all. Remember, my brothers, you matter. You matter today. Stand proud. You matter to me, but make sure you matter to you. All right? Stand tall today. Be proud of yourself. I'm proud of you. And like we always say, y'all say it with me as we end the show today. Yesterday is history, and tomorrow is a mystery. All we got is right now. What we going to do with it, what you going to do about it. Hey, I love you. Have a brilliant day because you're a brilliant person. I'm out of here.